welcome to the Books and Music Show. Welcome to the Books and Music Review Show. Well, right now, what we have on screen is one of our past shows which we had taped, and actually I can hear it, so I'm going to shut it off, and we will start. We'll start without that. Let me just shut that computer off.
You know, it feels good to get our show back on television. We used to be called The Real Linda Show.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is a fabulous website. I don't know if you can see it here. Well, I'll have to put it on the screen. There's this fabulous website that's great for seniors and everybody else who wants to go somewhere from one page. If you don't type a lot, or if you get tired typing, or if you don't know what you're typing, you want to be able to go to the net and just open your computer and go to one page. And from that one page, you can go everywhere and anywhere, which is really cool. So I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to try to put it on the screen so that it's a little bit clearer. And I'll take that disclaimer off also. Hold on a minute. That's going to be my trademark. Hold on a minute. Okay, so we'll take that off. And so this is the page. Let's see if we can get rid of this. Can we collapse this? Okay, so this is the page that I'm talking about. It's called refdesk.com. That's just part of the page. I think I'll move the computer a little. I don't know if that'll work. There you go. So this is refdesk.com. And I'm going to move it a little bit up the page so you see how many wonderful things are on this computer. No, today's show is not going to be about computers. But I'm just starting out this way just because. You're watching the Books and Music Review Show. I'm going to give you the email shortly in case you want to write to us, be a guest or host or audience or anything like that. Hold on one second. Now let's see if we scroll. So as we scroll on this page, you'll see what you can see. There is the thought of the day. There is today's, what does that say, birthday? Hold on a minute. Today in history. We have the article of the month. We have this day in history. I think I'll move it over a little more. You can see that a little better. Okay. So we're at this page where you can go everywhere from this one page. I'm going to go it a little bit slower. And this I love, and the photographers will love this, pictures. Like click on any pictures you want just from this one page. Then we go down further. And we see the analogy of the day. You get practice tests. You get word games. If we go over this way. Now this is all from one page. You don't have to go searching and typing in all these different names. You can get the USA and the World, the newspapers, every newspaper. From this one page you can get every email, like if you got Hotmail, you got Gmail. From this one single page, you just do your scroll. You can get all of the newspapers, all of the media, ABC, NBC, Fox, from this one page. Is that not wonderful? So if you do work with computers, and if you don't like to do a lot of typing, this is for you. Current gas and oil prices. Pretty much whatever you want. And there's the features. Current events. And I'm going to take this off the screen now. I'm going to go inside and put something different on the screen, and I'll be right with you. Okay, so that's our screen. So, welcome to the Books and Music Review Show. What are we going to talk about today? Well, one of my shows that I did recently was, I think I'll move this mic a little bit. How's that? Is that good? One of the shows that I did recently, I said all the things I was going to talk about on the show, and I listed them, and I gave a little explanation, and I said I'll get back to it, and I never got back to anything. Nothing. But I did do a good show. We had a pretty good topic. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm not telling you what the show's about, but we're going to go bit by bit. Oh, I have a homemade collage, an old style 90s homemade collage. The old style, no computer involved. And this one was called Rights in the Home, Home as a Sanctuary. It's kind of a cool collage. That's a real oldie. We're not going to talk about that. Here's what we're going to talk about today. Oops. This is what we're going to talk about today. Do you recognize that picture? What does that look like? What does that look like? It looks like a meeting. It looks like a public speaking meeting. That's what it looks like to me. And we have another book. Since this is the Books and Music Review, there's another book here. Now, the name of this book is Effective Evaluation, Tips and Techniques for Giving Helpful Evaluations. Effective evaluation. So if you're in business, you know what evaluations are. If you're in college or you've been to college, or you know what evaluations are. And this booklet is tips and techniques for giving helpful evaluations. Oh, I just realized I need to check something in the control room. I'll be right back. Oh, we need one producer to help out. One moment, I'll be right there. Okay, and I brought a friend with me today. Check this out. Yes, it's a friend you haven't seen on the show. So I call it the happy pill. And if you squeeze it, it'll make you happy, it'll make you smile. You gotta smile, right? I'll tell you what that's for later. Oh, my friend gave me that. Okay, so effective evaluations. This is a book, I believe I got this for free. It's an 11-page book that completely covers evaluations. So, if you want to join the meeting and you want to be part of it, but you're a little bit nervous about evaluations, you have nothing to be nervous about. It's all covered. They talk about the evaluator's role. They talk about how to prepare. Then there's your evaluation, how you say it, your delivery, as you conclude, follow up with the speaker, follow up with the audience, and then there's a few more pages. So as you see, we've got that covered. That's evaluations in the public speaking meetings. But here's what I really want to talk about today. Yeah, get down to it. Get to what I really want to speak about today. Let's see if I have that in here. Did that come in here? Oh, I left that back there too. Okay, so I think I'll take notes and I think I'll come a little bit more on the camera over here to move over a little bit. I move over this way. How's that? Is that better? Now you can see me. Now you see me, now you don't. Okay, so I'm wearing the hat for the lights, the studio lights, which is really good today because they're not shining in my eyes. So what I got in the mail was, yes, one of those people who sent away for the free, totally free. It's, that Billy Graham died recently. And yes, I call him Billy Graham. I've called him Billy Graham for years. Okay, you call him Reverend Billy Graham. But I sent away for the free tribute, and it is a tribute to Billy Graham. And on the back of it, it says, someday you'll read or hear that Billy Graham is dead. Don't you believe a word of it? I shall be more alive than I am now, and I have gone into the presence of God. And Billy Graham said that. There's his tribute, his memorial tribute, DVD. And those were his words. They still are his words. Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord, that they may rest from their labors and their works follow them. I'll tell you, he did a heck of a lot of work. In the nearly 80 years, that's 80, in the nearly 80 years of public ministry, Billy Graham preached the gospel to over 215 million people across 6 continents. That is a lot of people and a lot of messages and a lot of lives, probably changed for the better. 80 years, 215 million people across 6 continents. His message of forgiveness and new life in Christ reached hundreds of millions more through his groundbreaking efforts in radio, television, film, newspapers, magazines, the internet, and through DVDs. This is not the first DVD. I think he did one that was called The Cross, My Hope. I don't know if that was 2 or 1. So, Billy Graham's ministry, however, extended far beyond the stadiums and the studios. He became a trusted advisor to countless individuals, including almost a dozen American presidents. In times of social upheaval and national tragedy, from the civil rights movement of the 1960s to the 9/11 terrorist attacks, Billy Graham's message of compassion and hope comforted millions. And I know that for a fact. And there's a picture on the back of this DVD. Those are people, those little dots. It looks like there are 100 million followers there. I don't know where that picture was taken. I didn't open it up yet. I just got this today. Oh, there's a beautiful DVD that has his picture on it. There you go. There is the free Billy Graham, a tribute. I got that through email, and I signed up for it to get a free tribute. And I'm not going to play that one today because I'd like to hear some of it too, but I don't have the speaker set up properly for you to hear that. So I just wanted you to know about that. If you need to get their address, you want to know their address, just write to us at books.musicreview@gmail.com. Ask us for whatever information you would like, and we will be glad to furnish that information for you. Another really cool thing that I got today in the mail. Yes. Hey, the mail was good today. It's called Spirit and Truth. Spirit and Truth. Spirit and Truth. It's a magazine from In Touch. And I'm just going to read some of the big things that are blazed in here in bold. This one says, I felt the focused gaze of a room full of people. I did not question anyone else's sincerity that morning, but I felt as if mine were under scrutiny. And that's the beginning of one of the articles. There's a whole bunch of different articles in this particular issue. I'll read you the titles. Beyond the Garden Gate, which I think I should read that because I love flowers and I love gardens. Seasoned Worship. I can't guess what that's about, but I can tell you a little bit about it. Questions, a simple refrain, plumage, and the little church. The little church. On mountains, in valleys, go crazy for God. Hey, if you're going to go crazy, is there any better way than to do it but for God? At least you get a reward in the end, right? Arrested Development and Frontline Faith in this magazine called Spirit and Truth. Both good things, right? Okay, so Beyond the Garden Gate is really beautiful. It has a diagram of a big fancy garden. Check that out. Big fancy garden. And the article is by Christine Purifoy. I cannot pronounce that. It says, when I first stretched it out on graph paper, my flower garden was a neat and tidy, symmetrical, structured, basking in full, albeit imagined sun. And there were perfect little squares for zinnias and perfect little squares for dahlias and a whole row of perfect squares for lilies. On paper, I edged the entire garden with smooth stepping stones. Oh, I should put our email address up soon. Each stone was settled in its own perfect square, and each square led directly to the next. I did not give my paper garden squares for weeds or squares for the groundhogs who love to eat dahlias. My children would help me weed, my cats would chase away the groundhogs, and in the earliest spring my garden still resembled that paper plan. But any vision of neat grids and perfect squares was soon blurred, then completely obliterated by the living garden. And every garden is a living garden. Zinnias flopped into the roses, and dahlias defied the sticks and twine I used to cage them, and a giant Norway maple cast shade onto 1/4 of the plot, stunting growth and undermining my hopes for the perfect symmetry. Beyond the weeds, the children failed to pull, and the floppy flowers I failed to trim, and the stepping stones disappeared entirely, although I still managed 1 or 2 from memory, and the groundhogs, or in our case in Staten Island, we've got possum, and some raccoons. And yes, just a few days ago, I walked out into the garden and I saw, you guessed it, a turkey. One big old turkey. That's not in there, that's in there. So that's the beginning of the garden tale in this magazine called Spirit and Truth from In Touch magazine, which is a very good magazine. And in bold, in different parts of the magazine, it says, I'm afraid of what lurks in the world. I am afraid of what lurks in my heart. But recently I've discovered something else. I'm afraid of God too. See, I don't get that. I could never understand that. Being afraid of God. I mean, he's my dad, my father. And he is all loving, all giving, all perfect, and all powerful, and always there. What more could you ask for? No, I'm not afraid of God. The God of peace. In my case, I call him Jesus Christ. He is the God of peace of the whole world. And in another part of this magazine, yes, I'm going to read a little. I can't help it. Yes, Billy Graham died, and I do miss him. There probably will be more crusades, but he won't be there, and maybe he'll be there like in videotape. So the magazine says, like Job and David, we have questions and we have God, but we don't necessarily have answers. And there's a whole bunch of different articles here, including one that says how to become a Christian, and other articles. Reverence learned in seasons of hardship can dissipate over time. It's something we have to practice in much the same way a musician practices an instrument repeatedly and regularly. Virtues are behaviors that reflect character, and they do not exist in events but in people. There are no reverent moments, only reverent individuals. Enough of that magazine. On to what we're going to talk about. Okay, so that magazine that I showed you, the Evaluations magazine, that actually was, that's one of the Toastmasters books. And I figured I'd feel free to discuss it since this is the books and music review show. So, I'm going to discuss Toastmasters books. And that's what it looks like. It looks like that. There's a Toastmasters book. See, you might have seen Toastmasters around and thought they're just like speech-making places or just where people just verbally say things and do things. But there are books involved. I love books. Do you love books? Okay, so recently, yes, and I found there's a Toastmasters meeting on a Thursday night in Staten Island. Yes, we have them in Staten Island. We have Toastmasters meetings in Staten Island. So on a Thursday night, they meet, I think, at 7 p.m. Detailed information, just write to the show. We'll give you any information about anything we talk about on the show. Okay, so And yes, I did get my little Toastmasters letter because there you go. Oh, you can't see that, can you? I'll have to read it to you. It says, congratulations, by completing the Competent Communication Manual, you not only earned recognition as a competent communicator, you also have gained valuable communication skills which benefit you in many aspects of your life. Well, that's interesting. I have to tell you the truth. I've been producing TV for about 17 years. Yes! No, I haven't been doing Toastmasters for 17 years, but television, yes. So, as a CC, which is a competent communicator, you are ready to take advantage of many opportunities offered by Toastmasters Advanced Communication Program. Ta-da! The challenging program consists of, and if you want more information, call me or write to me and I'll let you know. I'm not going to read you my whole personal letter on the air. I don't want to do that. But if you have questions, write to me. Oh, I forgot. There was a disclaimer on there, but I never showed it. I showed the original disclaimer, but now I have my own disclaimer. This show, the Books and Music Review Show, is not affiliated with any other television show that you might see on CTV. Ta-da! We are independent, so we're not affiliated with any other Toastmasters television show you see, or we just kind of, I'm talking about things that I like. That's what I'm doing. So what else is in the folder? We have a note about the old show, which began 17 years ago. Look at that. We used to have a YouTube site, and it had like 20,000 views. Deleted, gone, put that away. Yes, we started a new site with the new show. Okay, so I have a piece of paper that I can write down things on. I should have made notes before the show. Hey, check this out. I got a notebook that says take note. Okay. So what we can talk, oh, I just realized I wasn't watching the time. Oh no, I wasn't watching the time. I know, now some of you serious people are sitting there going like, what is with that show? Like, Laughing Pillow? Toastmasters? Speeches? Funny hat? You can't even see her eyes. I'll tell you what's with the show. This is the Books and Music Review Show. We're a little bit more serious when we have a guest. Come on. However, when I'm in this chair, pretty much almost anything else goes. So what you see is what you get. You want serious stuff, you got to watch our guests. And we do have some, occasionally we'll have a funny guest too. But for now, this is our funny guest this week. I love this. You want to know why I love this? You can't listen to this guy laugh and not smile. You have to smile. I mean, he's just cute. He's adorable. I mean, that's probably a recording of some child laughing, and you have it at your beck and call just by pressing it. And look, you press it and it doesn't go on forever. You press it and it laughs for as long as you want it to laugh. But if you want it to stop, you go like that. See? It's totally controllable laugh, controlled laughter, canned laughter, as we say. So thank you, friend, to the person that gave me that. I really like it. Yes, I know, it's silly, it's childish. I like it. Sue me. That's a New York expression. Don't really do it. Yeah, I know you don't want to do it. Okay, so next on the agenda, what's next? Oh, my folder. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually up to, in Toastmasters, I'm up to the storytelling manual. So what you do is after you complete the Competent Communications Manual, you have a choice of 2 more manuals when you go through the process. You want to know what the process is? Write to me. You have a choice of all these other manuals, some more specific than others. Like, I'm going to read them to you. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 different manuals. So you can choose 2 of them to start out with, right? Is that the mic? Oh, that's the mic in front of my face. I can't. That's the mic. Oh, I should have put that out of the picture, right? I don't know if you can actually hear me if I put that out of the picture. You know what? I'm just going to leave it there. So we have a choice. We have the entertaining speaker. We have speaking to inform. We have a public relations manual. Yes, you can do public relations speaking. We have facilitating discussion. We've got technical presentations, persuasive speaking. I know a lot of you know all that. And we got storytelling, which I like because I like telling stories, true stories. So we got storytelling, and there are parts where you can actually make up stories. We have special occasion speeches. So are you preparing for something and you're a little bit nervous about your speech, or you've been to special occasions? Yep, there's a manual for that. And each manual has, I think, 5 or 10 speeches. It depends on the manual. Might have 5 speeches. So we got humorously speaking, which is probably a manual I'll never do because I just totally cannot speak funny. Unless I'm trying to be serious, then people think I'm, never mind. That's for another show. Oh, the time. I've only got 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Then we got professional speaker and speeches by management. Okay, if you're going to be a manager, you want to come to these meetings, right? So, ask me all about it. If you're available on a Thursday night, write to me and let me know. Are there nights? I don't know. Write to me. I'll give you any information about anything I've talked about on the show today. So now I've got 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Oh, so one of the reasons I like this is I love things that make noise. See, one of the things you can use this for is if you have someone who's really, really stubborn, someone who's like, say there's someone who's just like coming at you verbally, and you've already answered them and you've already replied, and they just stand there and they persist and they persist. Some people like they want to just talk to you until you change your mind or until you tell them what they want you to tell them, and they don't stop. So now, if you have a little prop, whether it's a no button or a laughing guy, so picture somebody really hassling you, and they're hassling you and hassling you and hassling you. It's like, do this, do this, do this. I don't want to do that. And all of a sudden, like they got their little anger going, or their little upsetment, or their little emotional thing going, and you're just sitting there in your head, you're thinking, I wish they would stop. I already said no. I already answered. Instead of all that stress, you just do that. You just gotta laugh. You just have to laugh. You just have to laugh. That's what you do with persistent people. You just laughed. Or go to Toastmasters and learn how to speak, and then you can learn how to get your words out in the proper way. But I say there's still a place for the happy pill. So, I didn't put the email up. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm not even on screen. I'm on minute. Okay, let's do that. Let me just do this one here. Well, time's up. We're really glad that you came to the show. Write to the books.musicreview@gmail.com. So we got 31 seconds. 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. We're going to blast off the ends. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Books and Music Review Show, Saturdays at 12:30, Channel 34. Please watch it. Definitely.